Hey, good afternoon. It's Kirk Pugh at Keller Williams Realty, the KBT Realty Group. Today is November the 1st. We are exactly 6 weeks post-Florence, and I'm getting questions from all over the country from people asking, how are you guys doing in Wilmington? How is the market? Sorry, for those of you that don't know about Florence, Florence was a big nasty hurricane that came to see us 6 weeks ago today. And so Wilmington was hit pretty substantially. Many trees down, lots of flooding in isolated areas, a lot of property damage. But for the most part, 6 weeks later, we are starting to look like the Wilmington and Wrightsville Beach that we all know and love. Still a lot to get through. Still areas of tremendous devastation and terrible loss, but for the most part, I think many people are over the hurricane hangover. We're starting to come out of the fog. Those that were damaged most impactfully have sort of gotten to the point where they're ready to make some difficult decisions and move on. The great news is that the market is great. Still a lot of buyers in the market, a lot of people looking to sell their homes, and we are still a destination for people to come for retirement, for education, for work, and our team is as busy as ever. There are some interesting things going on in the market that I think everybody should be aware of that will impact us going forward. We've seen a number of weeks of declines in existing home sales. Not necessarily homes are not selling, but the pace at which existing homes are selling has slowed month over month for a number of months in a row. And for the first time recently, we're starting to see a decline in the pace of new home construction. And I think there are a couple of different reasons for that, and just want to share with you, my opinion. That $2.62, at least here in Wilmington, will get you a venti dark roast coffee at the Starbucks. Sorry, you'll have to come out of pocket some more if you want a latte or something fancy. So there's been a lot of conversation about yield curve inversion. The bond market and treasuries, when the yield curve inverts, and I know enough to be dangerous, so the reading that I've done about yield curve inversion says that when the yield curve inverts and the short-term debt becomes more attractive from a yield standpoint than the long-term debt, it is generally a sign of a pending recession. So we have that out there. We have rising home prices, as we have for much of the last several years, and a combination of the long-term debt yield reductions, the rising prices, reduced inventory, have led to a decrease in overall affordability. So as the interest rates rise, the amount of house that the typical home buyer can afford becomes reduced, so it shrinks the buyer market. I think we're seeing enough of a softening that there will be a little more equilibrium between whether or not it is a buyer's market or a seller's market. It has been an extreme seller's market for a long time, particularly in the, say, $350,000 and down price points. But business is great. We've all learned a ton about insurance. We've all learned a ton about FEMA, probably more than we ever wanted to know. I hope you guys saw my video a couple of weeks ago about flood insurance. If you don't have it, get it. It is a really inexpensive form of protection for you against any and all occurrences of rising water, and gosh, it's sure worth it. But the market is good. Things are moving. 1st of November, wow, where did the year go? But we got through Halloween, we're gearing up for Thanksgiving, getting ready for Christmas and the holidays. At KBT Realty Group, this is about the time that we really put our foot down on the gas and get going, setting up for our first quarter of 2019, and we're looking forward to a great year in 19. But watch the market. All of the things we talked about, rising interest rates, rising prices, yield curve inversion, those are all things that could impact our market going forward. But whether you're a buyer or a seller today, it is time to do it. The longer you wait, the more impact the external forces could have on your ability to either sell or buy. So the best time to plant a tree was 50 years ago, but short of 50 years ago, it's today. So get off the fence, get in the market, and call me if I can do anything for you. Bye now.